Tossing old metal, broken appliances, or a junk car onto a trailer feels like the start of an easy payday, but rolling up to a commercial scale blind usually leads to a much different reality. Unprepared visitors frequently face severely downgraded payouts, frustrating delays, or get turned away at the gate entirely. Commercial scrapyards function as highly regulated raw material processing centers, relying on strict categorization and legal compliance to keep materials moving to industrial mills. Walking away with top dollar requires understanding three specific things: how to sort your materials in the driveway, which legal documents the state requires you to carry, and how the scale actually calculates your final check. Learning to speak the operational language of the yard is the only guaranteed way to convert random clutter into maximum market value. The path to maximum profit actually begins before you leave home. Raw materials must be categorized before they hit the truck bed. Most of what you'll find in a garage or an old vehicle is ferrous metal. These are heavy, common materials like iron and steel. Then you have non-ferrous metals. These are premium materials like copper, aluminum, and brass, which carry significantly higher market values. To tell them apart, you just need a refrigerator magnet. If it snaps to the surface, you have a low-value ferrous metal. If it doesn't stick, you are likely holding a high-value non-ferrous piece. This diagram shows exactly why separating them is crucial. If high-value copper is mixed together with a pile of cheap steel, the yard evaluates the entire load based on the lowest tier. You lose the premium value entirely. You also need to strip away any non-metal attachments. Leaving wood handles, rubber hoses, or plastic housings on your scrap contaminates the load and results in heavy price downgrades. Taking an hour to sort and clean your materials at home acts as a direct multiplier on the cash you receive at the window. But a perfectly sorted truckload won't earn a dime if you can't clear the administrative desk. Every paid transaction requires a valid, government-issued photo ID. States enforce this to track materials and combat metal theft. If you are scrapping a whole vehicle, the rules are even tighter. Cars are purchased strictly for their raw metal weight, not for parts. In places like Georgia, bringing in a vehicle under 12 model years old requires a valid title or state-approved proof of ownership. Certain high-theft items trigger extra scrutiny. Selling catalytic converters, commercial copper wire, or sealed tanks usually requires specific business documentation or origin receipts. These paperwork requirements provide the necessary legal framework that allows the yard to issue clean, legitimate payments to honest sellers. Once inside, you enter an active industrial zone. Visitors have to follow strict safety protocols, including staying in designated lanes, wearing closed-toe shoes, and keeping passengers secured inside the vehicle. Let's look at how the scale calculates your payout. First, your fully loaded vehicle rolls onto the certified platform. The digital readout captures your total mass, known as the gross weight. Staff will then direct you to specific drop zones across the facility where you unload your pre-sorted materials. Next, you drive the empty vehicle back onto the scale. This second measurement captures your tare weight. The system then subtracts the tare weight from the gross weight. The difference is the exact net metal weight you left at the facility. This rigid math removes all guesswork. You are paid exactly for the pure raw material you provided, based entirely on the day's market rates. Mastering the rules of sorting and documentation turns the drop-off into a fast, predictable routine. By organizing your scrap and bringing the right documents, you are directly feeding and sustaining the global recycling supply chain. For residents and contractors in the North Atlanta and Cartersville areas ready to cash in, the premier destination is Taylor's Junkyard. They are fully equipped to handle household non-ferrous metals, whole junk cars, and commercial roll-off dumpsters, offering competitive rates and highly efficient scale operations. Taylor's Junkyard provides the professional scale operations and material processing required for a fast, hassle-free recycling experience.